What if in an alternate dimension, the NBA still existed, but it was completely different? Different teams, different rosters, different history. Everything is something new. What if we try to take one of these alternate dimension teams and become the greatest dynasty that pro sports had ever seen? What does this league look like? The Philadelphia Founders, the Montreal Metros, the Baltimore Bullets, the Chicago Union, the Cincinnati Royals, the Boston Rail Runners, the San Diego Surge, the Atlanta Dusk, the Calgary Mounties, the Kansas City Stormbirds, the New York Empire, the Los Angeles Canaries, the Fort Worth Outlaws, the Hartford Yard Goats, the Denver 14ers, the Detroit Hot Rods, the Austin Toros, the Las Vegas Flamingos, the Mesa Coyotes, the Seattle Surge, the Albuquerque Sandias, and the Fresno Wildcats. And what team are we going to be following? Why, the Indianapolis Olympians, of course. The Olympians were actually the original NBA team from Indianapolis. They folded in the 1952 or something like that. They only were a team for 4 seasons, maybe, not even. But right when whatever the NBA was before it formally consolidated into the NBA, they were the Olympians. And in this universe, the Olympians never folded, but they continued right into the NBA. That is who we are going to be generally managing. This league has been created from a fantasy draft that I did not control. I did not draft any players for any of the teams. I have not looked at the rosters that in depth. I don't know how good we're meant to be. I had no part in picking our players, hiring our coach, doing anything. I'm coming into this basically taking over the team as it has been made for me. And we have a couple of rules that we're going to impose upon ourselves here to try to make this a little bit more interesting than some of the other, rebuilds or my leagues that I've done before. First rule, no tanking. How are we enforcing no tanking? For the first 5 seasons, count them, 5 seasons, I am not allowed to trade any of my top 4 players, my top 4 highest overall players. Cannot trade them. I'm not allowed to intentionally adjust the rotation or the minutes or the scheme or anything to sabotage our team and force us to lose games. If we're bad on our own, fine. If we end up in the lottery because 2K has drafted me a bad team, we'll allow it. But we are not willfully bottoming out, trading our whole roster for draft picks. This league is also going to have a lot of expansion teams. We're going to eventually work our way up to the full 36 teams that is allowed in 2K. Not all at once. We're going to add 1 to 2 teams a year consistently. But another piece of the no tanking rule is that I have to protect my top 6 players by overall. So 6 highest overall players I have to protect and keep. I cannot just tank by dumping my best players, making them available in a fantasy draft. We can trade our draft picks. We can make a push in the draft to move up and draft a higher player in any year that we want to. We just cannot trade our top guys. We are also keeping all of the financial rules on, all of the trade rules, all of everything. We are playing on Hall of Fame difficulty, of course. Injuries are on, but they are a little bit reduced. Enough to where they keep you honest and you have to adjust, but career-ending injuries, we've turned down the likelihood of quite a bit because we don't want to see good players not have a career because they blew out their Achilles in year 2 and just never got going. If they end up not developing and sucking just because they're not good, that's different. They can definitely get injured. They can get injured a lot and miss a lot of time. but we're not going to have guys Derrick Rosing it up out here, if you know what I mean. Well, let's take a look at our roster and all the other teams in the league and kind of get a feel for what we're doing. Here's what we're working with on the Indianapolis Olympians. Our highest overall, Jeff Ruland, followed by Calvin Nat, Tom Chambers, John Long, Darrell Walker, John Sundvold. I actually don't mind John Sundvold, truthfully. Terry Teagle, Scott Hastings, Tom Piotrowski, Larry Spriggs, Jared Dudley, wow. Jerry Kelly, Nate Ilyasova, Ivan Barnett. Yeah. Top 4 guys, not really that impressive. Not horrible. I mean, our highest overall is an 87, which in 1980-83, I think this year was the start of this season's 1983-84 year. Not horrible, but compared to some of the other teams around the league, we're doing better than some of these guys, but we're also doing quite a bit worse than some of these other teams. Nobody is really super stacked because of the fantasy drafts. It goes serpentine style. No one has multiple all-stars like that. I mean, LA is kind of stacked low-key with Julius Erving. Otis Birdsong, Mark Eaton's only a 79, but he's a good center. Sleepy Floyd, I mean, that's just a very well-drafted team. Mark Aguirre, David Thompson, Daryl Dawkins is pretty good. Adrian Dantley and Bill Cartwright, sure. Alex English and a 32-year-old 80 overall Bob McAdoo. Cedric Maxwell, Kelly Tripucka, not bad for Vegas. Sidney Moncrief, Larry Nance, Bill Lanier, and coaching legend Doc Rivers on Detroit. Some of these teams are really not horrible. 22-year-old James Worthy paired with Rolando Blackman. It doesn't say where they went in the fantasy draft, but I bet you James Worthy would have been the first rounder here, and Blackman was in the second round. Whatever, I don't know. You got Kareem out here with Eddie Johnson. It falls off pretty bad after that, actually, in Calgary. And then we're just very meh, truthfully. That's all right. I really don't mind, and in fact, I'm kind of glad that we did not end up too good, because you don't want to be like the Chicago Bulls of our dimension, where they just stay mediocre forever. We are 22 in the league for power ranking. Out of 23 teams, the experts have us 22nd, which is honestly not horrible, because in this year's draft coming up, pretty stacked. Charles Barkley out of Auburn, Akeem Olajuwon from Houston, John Stockton from Gonzaga, and of course, Michael Jordan from North Carolina. We're going to do our absolute hardest to land one of those guys. Something else we did with this, we returned all of the draft picks to all the teams, because those trades where draft picks moved around don't exist in this universe. We have all 5 of our first round picks and all 5 second round picks, obviously, that are available to us. And I plan on trading them on draft day for Michael Jeffrey Jordan. We're going to do our hardest to get it. But, we're going to play the season. We're not technically allowed to tank, like I said. So we're not going to try to lose games. But if we lose games, so be it.
Well, we can finally say it. The NBA regular season is about to get underway. And here at 2K Sports, we couldn't be happier. In this game, we'll see Indianapolis going against Montreal.
We're going to play some of these games just to see how we do, get a feel for how good our team is. And plus, just to go around the league and see the other teams, see their uniforms, see their arenas. Ooh.
The shot's good on
First
the
bucket in
assist.
franchise history for all intents and purposes. Calvin Nat.
Montreal needs to get off the shot.
No way we didn't get that rebound.
The reach of Rollins, 7'1".
That Tree Rollins, yeah, okay.
Get the bucket.
Throwing a little floppy for Tom Chambers. I'm pretty sure he can shoot the ball well enough. Oh, he does not play small forward. Cut, somebody cut.
Here's Long.
Oh, gosh.
King with the steal.
We're selling this early.
Walker the pass to Chambers.
Another turnover.
Worthy.
Don't let him get it. Oh,
You see the
what a
energy
great
he
block.
plays with on defense.
Out here looking like LeBron James on that chase down. The Montreal Metros. Montreal, Quebec, of course, part of French-speaking Canada.
Here's Ruland.
Oh my God.
Full 24-second shot clock.
Yeah, he emphasizes full 24-second shot clock because in 1984, it was a full 24 seconds after an offensive rebound. I think Calvin Nat is our only dude who's like actually good enough off the dribble to kind of just manufacture some of his own shots. Everybody else on our team is just too slow or just not good enough. Calvin Nat, all 4 of our points.
1:52 left in the first.
Cannot shoot. Brother cannot shoot.
Three-pointer, no good. Well,
Yeah, no defense either. Man, we might not even have to really do too much to get a top pick. We might just be, you know, as they say, we can do bad all by ourselves. And man,
here's Walker.
now Jason Sundvold is actually not a terrible three-point shooter. I've had him on my team before in other my leagues.
For three.
Except Sundvold can shoot, I cannot. That's the disconnect here. Yeah, low-key, we might put Sundvold in the starting lineup just for the spacing. Yeah, 132-117. Rondo Blackman put up 28 on us. James Worthy, 22. Our highest scorer ended up being John Sundvold on 4 of 12 shooting, 0 of 3 from 3, but bro took 12 free throws. Actually, I think most of our points came from free throws. Did anyone shoot above 50%? Okay, Terry Teagle. This is a team that has some work to do. Obviously, we're not allowed to trade him, but I just want to see, just for argument's sake, just for my own knowledge, what the trade market for Jeff Ruland would be if we were allowed to trade him. Gosh, Jeff Ruland and Calvin Nat for Isaiah Thomas. I'm kind of mad. Or Kevin McHale and a first. Wow. We could get Dominique. We could get Kareem. We could get Sidney Moncrief and a first. Clyde Drexler. Oh, Mark Aguirre. Goodness sakes. Well, we are not allowed to trade any of our top 4 guys. And we're not allowed to blatantly tank. But Darrell Walker, Terry Teagle. I want to keep Sundvold. Let's see if we trade our number 5 and 7 guy by overall. See if we could get anything interesting. We're not trying to give up draft capital, obviously. We're trying to get a good player. Oh, but Larry Drew and a first. Oh, what does Larry Drew look like? 20 points per game last season, 8 assists, 49% from the field, 12% from 3. That's really not that good. 6'1", he's a little small. Top 3 protected for 23-year-old Sleepy Floyd and Mark Eaton. I don't think Sleepy Floyd is really meant to develop that high. No, maybe, actually. 6'3", 170, bad three-point shooter, but who isn't these days? B+ perimeter defense, good basketball IQ, not a great scorer, but you don't necessarily look for super high scoring from the point guard position at this point in time. Dale Ellis, I think, is actually meant to be pretty good, but we'd have to give up a first-round pick for him. And Terry Teagle, which we're allowed to trade Terry Teagle, actually. It's not. Terry Teagle's not off limits. Dale Ellis actually might be a good pickup. a young player, 23. Is he a rookie this year? Wow. Herb Williams. I don't want to trade for anyone that we have to give up a first-round pick for. That would be off limits for me. I also don't want to trade for anyone that's really that old, you know, because we're going to be a young team. We're going to be a rebuilding team. We're not allowed to tank, but we can make some moves that are going to, increase our ability to win. What moves can we make that will not land us giving up a first-round pick? I mean, Larry Drew, we'd be adding about $200,000 in salary. Bro's on a long extension, actually. The 6-1, no, I don't want to get someone who's going to be having to get paid that kind of money for that long, who's not even going to be like a really elite player. Lottery protected first. Could pick up Herb Williams. I mean, our best player is already a center, so we don't exactly need a center. I mean, if in the draft we have the chance to take Akeem and Michael's already off the board, yeah, we're gonna do it. Obviously, you know, I take Barkley over him because Barkley in 2K, this created Barkley, is actually kind of crazy. But oh man, 87 first round pick. Ooh, we might have to do it. A rookie, Dale Ellis. They list him as expendable. That's crazy. A really good 3-point shooter. Can play the 3 or the 2. He is below average as a defender, though, which is kind of a turnoff, actually. You know, we might just leave this team as it is for now. I think we have a pretty good chance of doing a tank the old-fashioned way, which is actually just being bad naturally without having to do anything. This is not a good team, and I don't think we're going to have to try that hard to get a high draft pick.